Oh, hey, how you guys doing? Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you. I know. Sometimes in life you just have to admit it. If you're bougie, you're bougie, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, I've come to realize that I'm bougie, and I like nice things. So that being said, I said it wasn't necessary. You didn't need it. But I still ended up getting the Leica M11. I got it in black because it's the most sought after one because it's lighter. It's made out of aluminum, I think, or something, so it's supposed to be lighter. But I got one. I was able to actually get a brand new one for $8,000. They're brand new. They're $8,995 before tax. I'm in this special Leica group on Facebook where we get, you know, hookups. I got a nice hookup on this one. So reason why I got this, I got rid of my I had the M10R. I got rid of that for an opportunity to get an M10 monochrome. Had that for a little bit. I only did one photo shoot with the M10 monochrome. I thought I could live the black and white life. I just can't. I really like color. I tried to do all black and white for a little bit. I think I only did one photo shoot with that camera, which is crazy. I had it for a little bit, but I never really used it. So I got rid of that. I got a GFX 100S. Wasn't doing it for me. I could not connect with that camera. I think I did one, maybe two photo shoots with the GFX. And then I was just, you know, slumming it with my A7 IV, using that when I wanted to do some photo shoots. Then I said, you know what? I really want this camera. I just kept thinking about it, and I said, screw it. I'm gonna get it. So I got, like I said, I got a nice hookup on it, saved about $1,000, maybe $1,800 if you calculate taxes, because I didn't pay taxes on it, because I bought it from another person. Brand new in box, black, clean, it's beautiful. You know, you just can't deny Leica build quality. This one comes with, I bought this, and I bought the amazing Voigtlander 50f1. This lens is the GOAT. I've used all of them. I've used the Leicas, I've used the Sumiluxes. I had the previous 51.2 from Voigtlander, the Nocton. Amazing lens, but this right here, this takes the cake. This right here, I would, if you want to put on them, if you want to get some crazy shallow depth of field, super, almost digital format looking images, this is the lens, man. This one's hard to beat. It's $1,750. It's the most expensive Voigtlander lens I bought, but wow. So that being said, here's a few reasons why I got this camera. Even though I said I wasn't gonna get it, I said it wasn't necessary, it wasn't needed. First, you know, it's the new latest camera on the block. That's part of it. That's part of the appeal. This has the new 64 megapixel sensor. I actually haven't shot this in 64 megapixels yet, because I just do the 36 megapixel mode because that's much faster for me. Editing, I really don't need more than 36 megapixels, but it's nice to have. You know, it's good to say, you know, it's maybe if I needed to go up to 64 megapixels, I would. But from all the reviews I've read and everything I've looked at, it doesn't affect your image quality that much, going between 36 and 64 megapixels. So I shoot in 36 megapixels, and this right here, this is a game changer. I love this. I know how people said this is the departure from the Leica heritage and blah, 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 blah. I love it. I love just being able to take out the battery. I love that you can plug it in and charge it right there. That's amazing. This is 2022, man. I don't want to take out batteries and find the charger. Sometimes you lose your chargers or you don't have them with you. Having that right there, just plugging your camera like your phone or your whatever device you have, that's huge. That Leica needed that, and that was one thing I really appreciated. The battery life on this is ridiculous. Since I bought it, I haven't charged it, and I still have about 75% battery. I think I've done 3 photo shoots with it, maybe 2. I think 2. I've just used it for random walking around things. My girlfriend's birthday, I took pictures of her. But those are the big upgrades. Then the biggest one, the biggest upgrade that made me say, you know what, I'm gonna get this camera, the electronic shutter. The old Leica cameras kind of cap you at 1/4000th of a second shutter speed, and if you're using a fast lens like I like to use, I use 50 1.4s, 1.2s, 1.0. having being capped at 1/4000th of a second is kind of a bummer, even if you're shooting at ISO 64. This also has ISO 64, which is nice. 1/4000th of a second, you're still going to be overexposed. This gives you an electronic shutter. That's big. Electronic shutter on a Leica camera, on the M camera, huge. Because now I can shoot 1/16,000th of a second. I can, you know, get my shallow depth of field in full daylight and not be worried about overexposure. The only downside to it is because it's an electronic shutter, if you move, you do get rolling shutter. You see it in the images. And the other one, it's a little weird, especially if you're shooting with the OVF, the rangefinder. It's silent, like silent. I don't know if there's an option, I haven't checked yet. I don't know if there's an option to actually turn on some sound when you use the electronic shutter, because it's literally silent. The only way you know you took a picture is if you look at your screen to see if you took a picture. There's nothing. There's no shutter sound. There's no nothing. It's literally silent. So when I first while shooting, because it automatically, if you have it in auto shutter priority, aperture priority. I mean, if you have it, you set your aperture on your lens and you have it in auto here and in your shutter speed, it automatically goes up to electronic shutter speeds. And I didn't know, so I'm like, is it taking a picture? I didn't know I was taking pictures until I actually looked at my screen to see what was happening. I thought I turned off the camera. It actually happened the second time I shot because I'm just not used to it. The other downside is your model does not hear you shooting. Your model does not hear you taking pictures. So that's weird too, because they don't know if I just tell them, hey, I'm shooting, you can't hear it, just keep posing, keep switching poses, because this is purely silent. In daytime, once you go over the mechanical shutter, that's it. You don't hear anything. So that might be a little bit of a downside, but the upside is you can shoot 1/16,000th of a second on an M camera. That's big. So I have, like I said, I bought the camera maybe a month and a half ago. Hey Molly, what's up? I have a baby here. Say hi. Hi. Look in the camera, Molly, look in the camera. Say hi. She's still a baby. I know. So you're probably gonna hear her in the video. Okay, you can get down now. Sorry. So she just loves attention. Where was I? So yes, having an electronic shutter in this is pretty dope. Also, the inbuilt storage. I know it's only 64 gigs, but sometimes, especially if you use your memory cards, you take them out, put them in your computer to extract photos. You don't have to think about even having a memory card when you're leaving your house. You could just grab the camera and go. That's big. That's such a nice convenience to have. Literally no other cameras have that inbuilt storage. I don't know why. I think the Sony's, the Zeiss ZX1 might have inbuilt storage. But having it on your M camera is amazing. What I do is I take pictures of the camera with the inbuilt storage and use the app and just send myself JPEGs. And you can share JPEGs with your models or whoever you want to share JPEGs with right out of your phone. And it's super fast. The Leica Photos app is pretty cool. This is actually the first time I've used an app with a camera. I never use apps with cameras because they're always clunky, but the implementation here works really well. So that's a big plus. Having the inbuilt storage, you can send JPEGs to you can even send DNGs to your phone, but I don't know why you want to do that. But with the JPEGs, you can edit them on your phone if you want to. I really usually don't. I just send them because they come out pretty nice. The skin tones, the dynamic range. Oh yes, dynamic range on this camera is so good. This is the best dynamic range I've ever had on the M camera. Usually dynamic range is one part where the Leicas are been notoriously bad. They fixed it here. I don't know what they did with the new sensor. Before you'd have to underexpose and bring back your shadows, because the Leicas used to be really good with shadows. Now they work with both shadows and highlights. So the dynamic range on this thing is amazing. I'm not even worried about overexposing anymore, especially with the sky and stuff like that. You just, boom, you get your photos. So that's been a really nice plus. I've only recently got the camera. I've been really busy with work, but I'm planning more photo shoots. I actually have a big one coming on Sunday. So that's gonna be a big test. Because I also got the EVF, the new EVF that comes with this. It's actually pretty good, but I really love the rangefinder style. I got the EVF because I also got the 90mm 1.25. It's not the Leica one because that's ridiculously expensive. This one cost me like 300 bucks used. I think it's made by TT Artisan. I got that so I could do beauty shots because this is going to be my only photography camera. Because I got rid of everything else. I don't have any more cameras except the one I'm using for the video. That's an EOS RP. I'm not really going to be shooting with that camera. But for photography, this is going to be it. So if I'm doing studio shoots, if I'm doing professional work, if someone hires me to do their whatever photo shoot, this is going to be the camera. This is going to be my everyday camera, my only camera, technically. So I have to be able to do headshots. I have to be able to do portraits. So I got the 90 1.25. I got the EVF just so I could have, you know, really good critical focus, because 90mm on the rangefinder is going to be tough. And I also have a 35 from TT Artisans, I guess, because 35 is not my bread and butter focal length. 50 is where I like to live. I like to live in 50. I always have a good 50mm on all my cameras, so that's why I invested the extra money to get this 50mm 1.0. I can't wait to shoot this in darkness. Oh my god. That just came, I just thought about that. This would be a really good combo to shoot in, I guess, at nighttime, low light, to get some really interesting type of perspectives. This would be a really good combo to shoot with. So I'm really glad I got it. It really stung paying almost $10,000 for this kit. So the lens, the body, the viewfinder, that's about 10 grand. Oof, Jesus, no, over 10 grand actually. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money. It did sting, but you know, I got some money selling my Sony stuff. I think I got about $4,000 selling my Sony camera, lenses, and kit, plus my old Leica stuff that I had. So, you know, I made some money selling old stuff, so it didn't sting as bad, but still, this is $10,000 here. So, that's the only other downside to this. It's a very high barrier of entry. If you don't want to come up to M11, you could get an M10, regular M10, not the M10P. The regular M10s are going for like $4,500 right now. So that's an amazing price for such an amazing camera. The M10s, I had 4 different versions of the M10s. I had the regular M10, I had the M10P Safari, I had the M10R, M10 Monochrome. So I had 4 different versions of the M10. That's such an amazing camera. So M11, do you have one? I know, it's also really hard to find. That's another crazy thing. Finding one is a hassle. You can't just go to a camera store and buy one. You're not gonna find one. I remember trying to actually use one in person. Tamarkin Camera, that's our Leica retailer here in Chicago. I couldn't even find their store. I called a few times to see if they had any available. They didn't have them available. I think they only had their demo units. I couldn't even find their store. I went to the address, they weren't there. I think they moved or something. So finding one's actually a problem. So it's rare. It's pretty special. It's such a special camera. I like the little improvements that they made. It seemed like little improvements, but they're huge quality of life improvements. Having USB charging, that's big. I could just plug it in and know I have a full battery in 30-40 minutes. That's amazing. Having the inbuilt storage is amazing, and the electronic shutter, that's the big one. Having electronic shutter on a Leica camera, pretty nice. So let me know what you think. I'm gonna show you some pictures. Like I said, I've only done 2 photo shoots with this camera. I literally got it a month ago. So let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe. We're gonna keep, like I said, we're gonna keep making videos once a week. I'm gonna try. We're gonna do more behind the scenes of my photo shoots. Those I'm gonna record the behind the scenes with my iPhone. I think that should be good enough for behind the scenes footage. Then I'm gonna use this for the, you know, talking head stuff. And then we're just gonna keep shooting. I really plan on ramping up my photography back again. It's been, you know, I started a 9-to-5 job. I've been really putting a lot of my energy into that. But I realized a lot of other things in my life are, you know, kind of suffering because of that. So I'm gonna try to fix that. Even if it's gonna be a little more work, I think it's gonna be worth it. So please, this is my plea to you guys. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you like the video, please drop a like. and comments. I want to interact with you. I'm going to be in the comment section. I'm going to be talking to you guys. If you have any questions, I'll gladly answer them. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think about the sample photos, and talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.